Hello everyone. Welcome to 428 Shibuya Scramble. I don't know nothing about this. This is just a fun little demo I thought I saw. And let's get into it. Select a bookmark. How about that one? Do you want the guide to gameplay? Do you want the guide play to be displayed? Yes. Now saving. Please do not turn off. All right. Story is work of fiction. Places. Okay. I hope this is a good demo. I think this is about like a police officer or something. I think this is like investigating crimes. I'm not sure. That's what the details say they are. But I could be wrong.
途中ですがニュースをお伝えします。新宿区オフィスビル立てこもり事件の速報です。今朝新宿6丁目のオフィスビルに目出し帽をかぶった40歳前後とみられる男が従業員数人を人質に取り立てこもりました。その後数時間経った今も男は会社員の話によりますと、立てこもっている男は北島という男である可能性が高いとのことです。その男は以前からこのビル内のある企業との仕事上の取引があり、金銭上のトラブルが絶えなかったということです。今回の立てこもりはそのトラブルに端を発したものではないかと見方が強まります。
What happened? Did it like blow up or was he just found out? As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained, okay? In 428, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. The decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is on your hands. Hopefully you can see them all through to the end. To start, you have two characters, Kino and Ashi Endo. Begin by checking out Kino's story. Okay. Let's see what happens. Just 2 more minutes to go. Oh. Shibuya Scramble noted the time reading on his watch, scowling at the slow creak of the second. The time was 9:58 p.m. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. He eyed his surroundings. Was the perp really going to show up? When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hid in its mists. All right, another minute and a half. Kino glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Detective Kino had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's criminal affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. He eyed the young woman standing beside the statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Hitomi Oswald, age 19. The attaché cases in her hand contained a full 50 million yen in cash. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. This was the ransom payment. The culprit had called Hitomi last night, at home, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya. It was almost time, but nothing. Kino was staring fixedly at the second hand on his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough for him to hear. Come on, Kino. Quit looking at your watch so much. No, so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous. Just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Kano frowned. Why wouldn't some homeless guy be talking to me? Some words and phrases in the text appear in blue. These are called tips. Press square, underline the tip, and press X. Okay. This will let you read some extra info relating to that word or phrase. There are tips containing general knowledge and ones that are 4 to 8 specific. These are marked with A and A. Okay. Yuji-sama, let's see. Here's the one. Yuji-sama was the senior officer of the Shibuya Scramble, Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Let's look at it. And then you hear that. So, official name is Shibuya Central Precinct, responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including Yohara, Yugachiko, Yudaguako, I know I'm messing these up, but Ibisu, Ibishishi, okay, Achiyacho, wow, Shibuya, Shoto, that's a lot of districts, or 32 neighborhoods, wow. He always went a little overboard with the disguises. He claimed it was all part of the job, but word around the station was that he disliked playing dress-up. Hey pal, spare some change? Sasayama lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Hey, knock that off. Fiddling for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. Well, ain't suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempt to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out. Sasayama's life confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course there was good reason for that confidence. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction, but they were positioned a good distance from where the handoff was to take place. A particular region over which an organization or number therefore has control or authority refers here to the areas under Oh, interesting. The statue of sometimes 2 or more tips will appear on single. Press square repeatedly. I like the tip. you wish to read, then press X. When you press E on okay, so good distance from where the handoff was to take place. The statue of Hachiko was surrounded by elite investigators from one of the HQ Special Investigation Teams. So it's a bronze statue of a dog erected in 1934. The dog was famous for loyally waiting for his absent master, well known as a meet-up spot by the Shibuya station. Other popular station are the display car for the original, commonly known as the Green Frog, and then so statue of wow, okay. So they must be like right by the Green Frog, according to the picture here. Here, HQ here refers to the Metropolitan Tokyo Police Station 101 precinct, and largest. In addition to police in Tokyo, has 27. Huh. Okay. Let's see. They are taking place at the statue, surrounded by elite investigators. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup that the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, just try to relax. We'll be fine. Sachiyama gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked in Kano's ear. All right, everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. The voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuzu, HQ's operations director. The individual responsible for directing the event of a serious crime. As force is set up, the operations director assumes command. TV dramas and but in reality, the position goes to a proven veteran. Oh wow, okay. Until last year, he's been the Shibuya's precinct head detective and Kano's supervisor. We do not know when the perp is going to make contact. Don't let your guard down. Kuzu's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. You don't sound too worried, Kuzu. Kano winced at Sachiyama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? The appointed time had come and gone. Something should be happening. What? Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. The sound was louder than he had intended. Though the suit hit his muscular physique, it did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation, team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family. But so far, they had few leads on who might bear such a corrupt. With the situation so unclear, a plan was to apprehend whomever seemed to make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there'd be no guarantee of the hostage well-being. Feel nothing. Sasayama muttered. There he is. He's here. Kuzu broke in his voice, spiking into an excited chirp. Kuzu's particular vocal cord. When he gets overly flustered, excited, he slips into subject. This is a young male in his 20s. A bandana and an orange hoodie. Kuzu, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. That only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kino and Sasayama steeled themselves. They could see the subject now. A 20-something male nonchalantly approached Hidetomi to talk to her. All right, people. Be ready to grab this guy. Kuzu was stationed in a mobile command center, not far from the intersection, keeping tabs on the situation, VIA video surveillance from the camera. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. The detective watched uncertain. Was this really the kidnapper? You'll encounter selections like these during the story. These choices change the lives of other people, in addition to changing your own fate. Used to make the current choice will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. That's got to be him, Hesitated. He wasn't sure, so I'll go, the situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. The newcomer held a bundle of letter-sized paper, which he showed to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as a statue of Hachiyako behind her, till finally the man gave up and walked away. Guess it wasn't him. Kino felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. Guy must have been hitting on her, Sasayama muttered. Succeeding at meeting someone on the fly like this is such a mess. Okay. I mean, she is pretty cute and all. He had a point. Though of course, something in Sayama's voice made Kino brace himself. She got nothing on mine, Mi-chan. Mi-chan was Sayama's wife. They got married just last month. Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sayama's favorite topic lately, and Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. Saya-sama, come on, let's knock it off, okay? The phrase had become a common refrain of his since the department part turned them. Fine, fine. Let's talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? Now? You can't be serious. Sasayama leaned in close again. What's he like? We're not having this conversation. Kano muttered, looking away. Oh, come on! Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Huh? Sasayama pawed for the phone. You got a pic of your girl on your lock screen, yeah? I do not. But he did. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts were. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. I am investigating, Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not... Ain't this Masayami Nishigama? What is that? A national star tends to play the hero in a national morning soap operas or in national historical songs have been a series of national hits, even finally to host the year and oh, okay. Kano realized he had to bite the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi, and she's... Sasayama cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masasami Nagahama, the famous actress? Because this right here is Masayama Nagahama. Like I said, you sly old dog. Trying to make it like you're dating Masayama Nagahama. I am not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. Sasayama let out a huff. For real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for. Oh, wait. There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. All right then, why don't you marry her? Kano stammered, but he had no answer. The truth was, he would have happily married her already. But there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the job. Sasayama handed back Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh, but his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. He peered at Hitomi, the strain on her face as visible. In addition to the weight of the attached case itself, the 5,000, 10,000 yen bills it held weighed close to 6 kilos. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before at around 7 p.m. This is MPD dispatch. The Shibuya precinct is reporting a missing person, believed to be an abduction. Okay. Japanese law, the act of indirectly luring or deceiving someone to control of third party is known as kidnapping. Okay. Subject is Maria Aswa, a 19-year-old student at Midorima Academy, last seen at the LL Diner near campus. Oh wait, is this talking? A man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity report to the scene at once. Kano and Sayasama had been working a burglary case in Jingyumai's 5th district when they got the call. The two arrived at LL Diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Inside the restaurant, Kino and Sasayama were met by the girl who reported the kidnapping. It was the victim's twin sister, Hiratomi. Could you tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? Kino said, keeping his voice low. My sister and I, we were supposed to go to a party together today. Hiratomi was trembling, her voice hoarse. But I messed up and up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. So Maria had gone alone to the party, a mixer for locals and exchange students. Hiratomi, arriving late, had showed up just in time to glance out through the restaurant window and see her sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese make. Well, why would something like this happen to her? No, wait, I don't know who's talking. Hiratomi held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged. There was another eyewitness, Leland Palmer. He identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi at Maria's school. I saw too. It's like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look. and his Japanese was halting, as if he hadn't been in the country very long. And I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Oh, that was Leland still? Leland explained that he'd seen a man shove Maria into the back seat, then clamber into the driver's seat. If he had an accomplice, wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leland had gotten a look at the suspect's face. Kano was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, when his phone rang. It was Yo Kazuawa, one of the senior detectives. We set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Barely half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. What was tasking? Roughly 150 people are working on the case in the Shanghai. The main force at work is HQ. Oh, okay. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct, Kuzu had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. In case where someone has been abducted for ransom, it is often difficult to resolve the situation without cooperating with the victim's family, but the family can also be making money. Okay. Kano could feel a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya officers. He pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following: Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister Itotomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. Kajiwara from the precinct was put on the response team, along with the detectives from elsewhere who received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover in a victim's home. Kuzu, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial and had sent Kajiwara along. The detectives disguised themselves as delivery people and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion. Arriving there at 8:30, the response team had come prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper contacted the family a second time. The act of pinpointing the source of an incoming phone. The police are not allowed to do this independently without oversight. We must go through a formalized process that includes securing cooperation of the phone company. Take time. can be practically useless. But there were no further calls. Wow, that is scary. I would also be tense in this situation. Kano checked his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, you think we might have spooked him? He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Satsuyama scanned the passing throng. It's just playing with us. Why did this guy even pick this place? Kino voiced the question he had been asking himself ever since he heard the kidnapper's demands. Satsuyama shrugged. Figured he must want to blend in with the crowd, nab the money, and disappear before anyone knows he's there, would be my guess. And in that case, why not pick Shinjuku or Ginza? The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper after all. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. Right now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hidetomi stood. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kino. Any criminal with a half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. You're overthinking things, pal, Satsuyama grumbled. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. This was Kano's thick diary, which he always kept close at hand. Satsuyama rolled his eyes. That thing again? No, wait. That's probably Kano. That thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Aha! Here it is. Dictum number 89. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. It was a favorite saying of Kino's Kuzuzu Katatino, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya precinct. Katatino was the kind of detective Kino aspired to be. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitotomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handed off. Of course, Hitotomi hadn't been informed of how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tatino has the right idea. Satsuma snorted quietly. Maybe. I mean, he is a great detective. Don't get me wrong. But do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kano had faith in Tatino as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tatino's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years earlier. A man has shut himself in an office, flashing gasoline everywhere and threatening to set the place ablaze. While the others hesitated, Tatitino unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. The others had been awestruck by Tatitino's action, and Tino, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, I found it quite inspiring. Wow. Set yourself on gasoline, huh? Still, Satsuyama murmured under his breath. As great a detective as Tatitino is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. I suppose not, Tino said. So, only time anyone ever hear caught name is if he caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? Tino just shrugged. It was a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you've got celebrity chefs and celebrity hairdressers and stuff. So how come no celebrity gumshoes, Look, please, can you just focus on what we're doing here? Tino rubbed his eyes, and then turned his attention back to Hitomi. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies for the base of operations, riding the team's vehicles, hold on. Auditorium. Oh wow, okay. Riding the team's vehicles, photocopying hundreds of documents and various other tasks. Tino had barely slept the previous night and hadn't gotten a meal in either. What have you been doing? Satsuyama puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today. So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of sleep. There he is. Kuzu's voice chirped stridently through Kano's earpiece. A man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. A young man had emerged from the crowd, about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strode toward her, a sinister look in his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom. That's our guy? What do you think, Kano? No, wait. That's our guy? What do you think, Kano? Satsuyama was saying. Yeah, I think he got to be. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Blood rushed to his legs and muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from her tummy as she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him. The detective rushed in. Whoa! Hey! What the heck? The young man cried out frantically and tried to dart away, but the officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secured. Oh geez, I think we got another suspect on the scene. Eek! He has taken the ransom. Kuzu's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, a catch case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. Uh-oh. What should I do with this guy, sir? He might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh, sure, that'd be swell. I'm on it. With the help of one of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to the Shibuya precinct. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? Cut the crap. In the interrogation room, the young man who gave his name as Aki Endo. Aki Endo. Wait. Steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why did you try to steal that case? Kano watched Hachi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her out. It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl. But Hotomi had just been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, so I figured there had to be something important inside. An entry from Kano's thick diary shot through his mind. Victim number 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Classic device for a questioning. Something important to say, such as, how the heck would I know? Hachi spot. He huffed and slumped back in his chair. The standard textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good, but questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-scene work went into cracking the case. Once again, he had Hachi explain what he'd been doing, starting from the beginning. When Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he learned that there had been some progress on the case at the crime scene. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back his anxiety, Kano consulted his sick diary. Victim number 54. Haste makes waste. He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maximum always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. Kano returned to confront Achi once more. You were there to act as a distraction, to mess up the investigation, weren't you? Huh? Achi looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? The dictum number 55. The truth hungers to be free. You hungry? Got some katsudon, if you like? What's katsudon? Japanese dish consisting of a bowl of bright white topped with breaded pork and an egg. There are several variations such as soft katsudon, where the intricate taste Worcestershire sauce, and miso katsudon, where the pork is stewed in meat. That's interesting. That makes me hungry now. Achi nodded silently. Ooh, that looks good. Achi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. All right, then spill it. What's this guy after? Achi just shrugged. I don't know, he muttered, a thick slice of egg-laden pork between his teeth. How many accomplices do you have? Asked. But Achi just shook his head as he inhaled his food. Resigningly, Kano flipped through his notebook once more. Let's see, number 115. Use the lights to your advantage. As the minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to his book again and again, trying different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal, with two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. And eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized the questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. Oh, wow, 5 hours. Still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Tatano would know. He sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he pursued the diary like it was scripture. Number 116. The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids drooped, like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. Get him when they're tired. Kano's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? Achi's head slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically same as nodding yes, right? Mr. Cozy, I did it. The young guy we grabbed at the hand-off site. He finally confessed to the crime. What? What are you talking about? Kuzu laughed in disbelief. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Kano clutched his cell phone, dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look, just wait there at HQ, okay? No, it can't be. I... After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. He dropped the diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. Number 01, So Long Shibuya. Kano wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. One of the other protagonists, Hachiendo, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions. In another story, for a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title, press square and X. So long, Shibuya. Hint, Kano had every reason to suspect Hachiendo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Hitomi, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice keeps him from going up to her. You do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him. Things should play out differently. Okay. Let's try Hachiendo then. Kano select Hachiendo, one of the other protagonists. Follow Archie's story for a little while. Oh, wow, okay. Let's see how this goes. Hachiendo called out at the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay here in the shop? It's not like we're gonna get any customers. Hachi grimaced. Yeah, I guess not. The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Hachi pulled a few of them out. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bag to his pocket, then slipped on his favorite pair of sneakers. The entryway to Hachi's home also led into the family shop. Various pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in the tiny retail space. The slightest bump brought the risk of an avalanche. Hachi wove his way through the gaps than the appliances like a spelunker exploring the cave. From Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building and up to Sagazenta, you'll come across an old shopping district. Nestled in its outskirts is Endo Electronics, in the same place, been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior, you'll find rows of wares all caked in dust. At a glance, you might well assume the place was closed. A mom-and-pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains booming throughout Shibuya. So far, the store had remained in business, thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made house calls to do repairs. But things weren't looking good for the future. Achi, the eldest son and nominal successor to the business, had no interest in whatsoever in working there. Achi stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty then. No, alrighty. Time to do this. He unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Then he slowly made his way towards Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Jeez, this place is filthy. He paused to pick up a plastic bottle that had been tossed on the ground. Then with a heavy sigh, he slipped the crushed receptacle into his chest pan. He's been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. And I got to so that the sort of garbage most people would hardly notice stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days he'd fill his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house in Dongzazaka to the train station. Today he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of a hurry here. He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by 2 men, one with brown hair, one with black. From the look of them, he guessed that the men were scouts for some hostess club. He ran into this sort of thing pretty frequently on trash cleaning walks around town. Another kind of trash to take care of. Achi quickly interposed himself between the girl and the 2 recruiters. Hey, can't you see that you're bothering her? Huh? Who the hell are you? The 2 men glared. Take a hike, pal. Achi stood his ground. Look, she ain't interested. You just gonna have to find some other mark. The hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well, listen to you. Got a bit of a mouth, huh, buddy? The brown-haired thug smacked his lips round his chewing gum like a dog worrying a bone. How about we take this someplace more quiet? Yeah? What this means can depend on the person speaking. To a young woman, right. The girl stood by, uneasily watching the goings-on. Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble. Is that supposed to be an apology? On your knees and beg, pal. The man spat his gum onto the ground. Archie looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the sidewalk. His last shred of goodwill vanished. You better pick that up right now. What? Didn't you hear me? 'Cause I told you to get down on your knees and... Oh, no, wait. What? Didn't you hear me? 'Cause I told you to get down on your knees and... Back! Archie's hand shot out, grabbing the man by the jaw. Whoa, whoa, easy, pal. The other man's bravado drained from his face. Archie tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. Berg, The man struggled, but Archie just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gotten stuck to the street, you know. Ever stopped to consider that? Wait, are you... The other hustler's panicked eyes have fixed on Archie's chest. God! Oh, crap! That's hurt, man. The guy's voice was starting to break. That's mean clean. A guy with a mean clean shirt carrying around a trash bag? That means your face went pale. Wow, look, the ring. The other man echoed the words through his held shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. Get it right, pal. As he clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's mean clean. Oh, the gold. We're sorry, man. You're Archie, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man, you gotta cut us some slack. The man scrambled to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants pocket. Finally, Archie let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear. Tears streamed down his cheeks. Gasping out hasty apologies, the two guards scampered off. Hey, so... A shy smile came to the girl's face. Rocco shooting as the hustlers managed to corner her head to it. Thank you for saving me. No, I apologize. Huh? The girl stared in surprise. You'll run into creeps like that now and then, but don't hold it against us. Do you guys a good sound? Yeah, okay. Archie gave her a quick wave, then turned and continued on his way down. Down the dock stop. Archie was Shibuya born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the ward had seen since he was a kid. The roasters saw all things encompassed, little side streets, tiny parks, nestled between buildings. Archie knew it all like the back of his hand. trash, human or otherwise, had no place in his town. Not on his watch. As he made his way down towards Shibuya Station, throngs of people shuffled to and from across the scramble. The view shifted constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was living thing, then Shibuya Station was its heart. The streets like Bunkamara, Dory, and Simple Guy, serving as an artery pumping up blood stream made of people. Today, as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny of Shibuya. And there was Aki, just another part of this great urban organization. Guess I'm one of the city's white blood cells. Or wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell. Hold on, is that right? Or did I have it right the first time? White blood cells eliminate oxygen from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Aki was probably thinking of white blood cells. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. Oh, she's totally my type. To be someone's ally, to be someone's cup of tea. Oh, yeah, right. Wonder if she's a model or a small-time actress or something. Looks like she's waiting for someone. Probably another guy. Dang. Good looking as she was, there was no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably the rich of an IT company or something. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something particular. She was carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. There was a large case, and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite using both hands. Now, what kind of person makes a young lady? You reached the decision point. How about you not approach? Please, okay. Now, what kind of person makes a young lady walk around something like that? I figured he would offer to carry it for her. But first I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Wonder what happens if I hit A. Did I do it? Oh, okay. Okay, I couldn't fail this. Alright. But first I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Now, Archie won't approach Tomy, which means he will avoid being arrested by Tino. At the same time, Tino's fate will also change, and he will no longer wind up at a bad ending. So let's switch back to Tino's story using the time chart. Press triangle. This is the time chart. Oh wow, okay. It shows the protagonist's progression. Through the story, decision points are marked with arrows. Tino's fate has changed based on Archie's actions. Select Tino at 10:30 block. Press that. Oh no. I wonder if that's it or not. Suppose you could call that it that. Kano gave there's not the same. There he is. The man in the black coat. It's not Japanese. He looks to be in his early 30s. Previously, Aki got mixed up with Kano and the police, but now another man has appeared instead. Changing what Aki did, we've also changed Kano's story. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way toward her, his expression blank. He didn't match the description Hitomi had given him, but Kano felt the jolt of nerves. All the same, maybe the kidnapper was using an accomplice to snatch the ransom payment. Alright, Sayama raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready for action. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Was this the culprit? Or perhaps the stranger took hold of the Akachi king. It was him. En masse, the detective began to close in. Let's go, Kano. On it. Dashiyama and Kano leapt into action, but they never expected what happened next. With the cape clutched in both arms, the man veered suddenly, running right towards them. Keep out. Kano's story has suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond a keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist story at 10:30. At 10:30, Achi has the text, young man in a suit set as red keywords. Checking these red keywords allow you to jump from Aki's story back to Kano's. I'll head back to Aki's keep. What? Try following the story from Aki at 10:30. Approach the girl. Okay, let's try this again. Now, what kind of person? Huh? A man has come up beside the girl. He was dressed in black, and he wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. Achi stared. Something tells me that's not her boyfriend. The girl handed the attache case over to the man. He took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Whoa! A nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over Achi, broke into a run as if he'd been waiting for this very moment. Hold on for a minute. Right. Suddenly, sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Some words and text appear in red. Red text denotes important keywords that let you jump between different protagonist stories. This allows you to shift between characters at specific points. This can also allow you to clear out or keep out. In another kind, you come across and there will the other cousin. Give it a try. As he'd been waiting for this very moment, sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. By performing a jump from this screen, you can advance another protagonist. Keep out. Press and oh, interesting. Let's go, Kano! On it! Sakiyama and Kano leapt into action. You did it! Jump successful. And 428 you will also need to jump successful. Mind that you can. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial. Okay, Sakiyama and Kino's action, with the case clutch in both arms, the man suddenly veered, running right towards him. What? Clutching sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt and bolted off in direction. Kano whipped off his costume glasses, followed in hot pursuit. At the crosswalk, the signal changed to red, and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. There was no escape for the culprit now, or so it appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident their man was cornered. Then the coroner barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their death along with Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sakiyama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him on. With shouts and sirens echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer, and he began tackling range. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce. His eyes fixed on the culprit. It was now or never. Kano, back off! Don't take him down! It was Kuzu, shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Let him go for now. The real perp is someplace else. What had happened to the plan? I've been told all personnel were to secure the area ASP. Didn't HQ want them to catch the first perpetrator? Police plan. We are the Florida's trail. We're interesting. Yep, busy cross-referencing photos. Even if this foreigner was only an underling, hired for his one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they've been lying in wait. They didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper. Girl's life might be at stake. Kano recalled another maxim for his dictionary. Dictum number 12. Always assume a worst-case scenario. Mizu had told him to let this guy go. That implied he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with the ransom, and he succeeded, what was the right call here? Did he take this guy down or back off after all? Kuzu's instructions had been clear, like the other officers chased after the guy. He now had his own job to do. He broke off his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives in the direction the foreigner had fled. Kano had almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face. But if Kuzu had ordered him to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he was doing. The perp was someone else's problem now. He had just ceased his pursuit when Kuzu panicked. Voice sounded shrill in his ear. Someone's taken Hitomi! Kano recognized Kuzu's trademark squawking immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. It's fleeing in the direction of Midori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped. Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off of her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano hurried to search for the man who had taken Hitomi. As he was heading towards Midori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways nearby. After darting through the side street, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who grabbed the ransom money. Kuzu's right. The kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner and stopped short. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Ooh! Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt in the palms of his hands. They felt so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except lie there, watch as his killer turned and walked away. Bad end. Shot by a foreigner. By trying to find the man who'd taken Hitomi, Kano ran different criminal. He got shot. If the criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi, she probably wouldn't have been taken. Have Achi make the choice to talk to the 1035. Okay, let's... Wait, you know what? I want to try something. Hold on. What happens if I were to follow? Command argued down the narrow alleyway. Ran faster. Command sprinted through the trenches. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya as well. See if someone has taken Hitomi. Some snail history. What? Oh, is this still the same ending? The man with the attached case ran to the left. The man who'd taken Hitomi was heading toward Majidori. There was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. Making a snap judgment, Ino told the peace snatcher. Spotted a different man, another foreigner. Oh, okay, so it's still the same ending. Uh, 10:35. So okay, let's see what happens. Waiting for the comment. Whole bunch of other guys. First one, then another. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Over a dozen now. What the heck? Clearly something big was going down. Are they after the Itachi case? But the moment, Achi lost sight of them all through the crowd. With that many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. But wait, what about the girl? Achi turned back around. The girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who had taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Achi couldn't shake the feeling very wrong. Achi couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a shuffled to her fridge. Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using the cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Archie could scarcely believe his eyes. A revolver? Cult detective special introduced snub-nosed. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted up the gun and pointed it in the girl's direction. He was aiming right for her head. Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane now. Seeing the gun pointed right at her, she froze into air. Archie didn't hesitate. Breaking into a full run, he tackled the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrambled back to his feet. Archie knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. "This way," he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending, trembling like a startled animal. "Come on, run!" Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. "Police box, let's go. Let's go to the police box, let's go." Still pulling the girl by the hand, Aki headed for the police box outside the train station. But it was empty. There were always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be a main man now? Aki flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes! This is not good. There was nothing they could do but run. With the frightened girl in tow, Aki ran to the Don't worry, just trust me, he told her. But first, they sped past a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. "Here, take this, will ya?" Archie tossed over the bag of trash. "Huh? What? This way." They slipped through the crowd and into a nearby back alley. "But this way, a dead end," the girl said, breathless. "No, but this way's a dead end," the girl said breathlessly. "Like I said, just trust me." Stopping abruptly, Archie kicked down a wooden plank covering the gap between the two buildings, clearing the space that a person could fit through. "See, you can get away through here, and in you go." But the girl just stood there, looking terrified. "What's the matter, Uncle? Come on, we gotta hurry." But I..." She looked at him as if he was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, it was just some random guy who had turned up out of nowhere. But this was no time for waddling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. They just stood there. He was going to catch them. "Okay, sweetheart, hear me out," he said in a rush. "The name's Aki Endo. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not the kind to stand idly by when a girl is being chased by some killer. So please, just trust me, and I'll do my best to keep you safe. He hoped the look in his eyes could convince her he was being on the level. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Phew! Right, let's start with this. They had paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Aki knocked the whole pile down, sending it cascading across the pursuer's path. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the fallen crates. My bad, man, Aki called out. Mind cleaning that up for me? The man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Aki flashed him a wave goodbye and slipped away between the building with the girl. Hurrying down a narrow alley, they emerged onto a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Aki decided their best bet was try to stay inconspicuous rather than risk getting caught on the move. Guess we can lie low here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly. Aki flicked the switch inside the front door, and a chintzy chandelier glowed to life. He sat the girl down on the small sofa beside the counter. She gave him a worried look. Aki felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized what she must be thinking. Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not going to try any funny business. Someone I know used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figured we're safe here. The girl chuckled at his evident discomfort. All right then, she said. So we good? We're good. Okay, well, good. Aki made a vague attempt to straighten his disheveled clothes. So how about some introductions? I am Achi Ando, like I said earlier. You can just call me Aki. I am Hitomi Asawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each new word out of Hitomi's mouth, Achi felt his heart sing. She was charming, personable. Just about everything about her was captivating. Aki had never met another girl like this. Aki? What? Is something the matter? You were spacing out there for a bit. Aki shook his head to dispel his daze. Darn it, this is no time to get all starry-eyed. He needed to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Look, can you tell me what the heck is going on? Please, I need to know if I'm going to help you. Right, okay. I am not really sure where to begin. But Tommy looked down, lost in thought. Apparently hers was a long story. All right, she said all at last. I guess I'll just explain things as they happened. Wait, hold up. Could you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. Okay, Tommy chuckled. I'll try my best. She got comfortable and then started her story. So last night, somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock. Oh. Wait a minute. Did I hit X? Or did that just... Whoa, I'm sorry. Hold up a sec. Aki had suddenly lost the thread of the conversation. Times like this, you can press up to go back. You've already seen. You can also press down. You already read. A mark will appear in the up while you're paging back and forth like this. Okay. Pressing on the already read. Scroll in. And press down and the button and advance. And we'll up. Wait, complicated. Hold on, I'll try my best. So last night somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange, so I did. And this man came by and took the attache case with the money, and then afterwards that other guy with the cane turned up and pointed his gun at me. And... well, okay. Could you say that again, but like simpler? Sure. I'm just having trouble following, is all. I mean, is this the plot to some movie or soap opera? No, that's not. Or some kind of hidden camera show? This is real. This is really happening. The look in Hitomi's eyes was dead serious. She got to be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? And he had seen the attache case and the gunman himself. How much was the ransom? How much was the ransom, if you don't mind me, I asked. Hitomi hesitated. 50 million yen, she said, after a moment. Achi gave a whistle of amazement. The detectives told me that was a typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing. As soon as the words were out, he realized his blunder. Sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. He fidgeted awkwardly, and Hitomi looked away. I'm an idiot, but okay, I think I get this kidnapping thing. So I'm guessing those guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops? He replayed the scene in his head. But then, the kidnapper took the attache case and ran, right? So if you were empty-handed, why did that guy with the cane come after you? I'm honestly not sure. Hitomi's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we... No, you can't do that. Hitomi's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police. Why not? Achi waited for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. Hold on for a minute. I really appreciate the help, but I should go now. She gave Achi a deep bow. Nuh-uh, hold on. What do you mean go? Go where? He hurried to to intervene as she headed for the door. I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure the rest out on my own, somehow. Hey, I said hold on. Hitomi ignored him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt. Uh-oh. Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in his hand. To be continued. Oh, that was a good demo. Wait, hold on. Let's see. No, 10 is here. However, oh, never mind. I thought it. Okay, never mind. I thought it. I thought that was the end of the demo. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side street. Eventually, he knew his way around Shibuya Scramble. The man shot out onto a major thoroughfare, then bolted up the pedestrian bridge. This was the headless guy hiding. Halfway across the bridge, the man stopped abruptly. Caution. Kano stopped as well. Height, roughly 196 centimeters. Age, 30. Hair, dark brown. Clothing, all black. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer, and he held up the attaché case. Before Kano could even yell stop, it was already too late. The man threw the attaché case down to the roadway below. No! Panicking, Kano peered over the rail. A man on a motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I've been had. Kano bit his lip hard. Darn it. Kano sprinted back down the bridge. Hearing the bike's engine roar to life, he had to make it in time. Descending the stairs 4 at a time, he leapt toward the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach and roared away in the direction of Yogi, leaving Kano in his dust. Looking back at the overpass, he saw the man who'd thrown the attaché case running away. Wait. Back up. He had handed the money off to someone else. He currently on a motorcycle heading toward Yoyogogi. His report to Kazoo complete. Kano slumped down in dismay. The cops had played right into the criminal plan. Now the crooks were getting away and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? Staring off into the distance where the man who'd thrown the case had disappeared, Kano gritted his teeth. You finished reading both character stories for the hour of 10, and you'll make your way through all the stories in parallel like this. Once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. Okay, that was a good demo. I really liked that demo. I may or not get this one later on. I'll have to put it as a bookmark. Oh wait, is it still playing or Is it still going? Wait, hold on. Oh, thank you. This concludes. Let's just return to title screen. That was fun, everyone. I really liked this game. I may or may not buy it, but if anyone out there who enjoyed this demo and liked it, now you can go see it for yourself. If you liked it, you can always purchase it too. You know, I had fun. It's a great story. But you know, I got other games like stories like this, so I don't know. But it was fun for us to play and get to know what this is like. So thank you for joining in, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.